Welcome back to the channel, and today I've been challenged to build a self-driving robot that is capable of driving down this black line, stopping here for a certain amount of time while these lights charge up, which I assume is then going to drop a ball which I have to be able to hold and then bring down the rest of the course and then deposit it up there into that receiver before then going through the finish line. And that is just the first challenge of this video that merely introduces the concept of a self-driving car that has to stop for a certain amount of time before continuing. After this, it's supposed to get harder, I assume. But I'm still not exactly sure how to program that. That's something I haven't done very often in these self-driving challenges, but let's see what I can figure out. Okay, so one thing I have to be aware of is these are 90-degree turns, and 90-degree turns are a bit more sketchy than the more gradual turns. I'm definitely gonna have to use four-wheel tank steering for this one. So I'm gonna start off with the easy stuff, hooking up the engines first. We got our left forward and our left backwards, and I've already hooked up the right side. And this is gonna be my on switch. So these engines are ready to make us go forward and turn left and right, but I have to consider that I want the engines to also stop when they detect yellow. We'll put these sensors down to detect the black line, and then I'll put this extra sensor is going to be my yellow line detector. So this has to tell us that we are going to stop. All right, so I'll color these ones black to detect the black line and this one yellow. That way I can visually distinguish which ones are doing what. All right, but of course I'm gonna need my forward gate, my left gate, and my right gate. So if I go forward, I wanna activate both of the front engines. But I only wanna do that, I wanna make sure that I do that when my front sensors are not detecting anything, which means that that is on. And I wanna make sure that the on switch is on. The on switch should be into all of those. You know what? No, I need to make this a little bit simpler and more complex at the same time. So this is just the on switch, but this one right here, this is going to be the engine activation. This is going to be forward, left, right. This is more black line stuff. So this red gate, I'm going to hopefully be able to make responsible for switching all movement off when we detect the yellow line with that sensor. But first, let me hook up the forward movement. Okay, I'm pretty sure all of my line detection is fine. So I'm gonna test that out real quick by just negating this so it's just always on, because this needs to be on in order for the rest of the stuff to work. And then that needs to be on. Oh, you know what else I need to do? I also need to make sure the engines have batteries in them. Oh, they're already starting to go. That's a good sign. All right, there we go. Now when I press the button, it should start going forward. And now I just want to see if it follows the black line. If I programmed all that correctly, then I could focus on this whole stopping thing. Yeah. Oh, cool. It gives me an indicator up here too. So clearly you can see I did not stop on it long enough. But do I turn to the right? That sensor didn't do anything. I figured out the problem. I never hooked the sensor up into the... Oh, just that sensor didn't hook up into the logic gate. Okay. Little slight oversight. All right, now we should hopefully turn. There we go. Uh-oh. Oh, yep. Okay. That's right. The 90-degree angle is just because of the nature of them. They need the sensors to be a little bit wider. So let's do that. All right. I've increased the speed a little bit as well, so we can just stop waiting as much and see it get there. It might be going too fast, though, for the yellow line. But we can always slow it down later. But my main concern is... Can it get around this turn now? There we go. All right, and then what about this one? Actually, it's handling this speed pretty well. All right, no problem. Okay, so we have all that controlled. Now we just have to get it to stop on the yellow line, and then also catch a ball, and then lift the ball up when it goes to the next yellow line. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need a timer. I'm gonna assume it's like 5 seconds, but I'm gonna have it at 1 second for now, just for testing. All right, so I'm gonna make a circuit that leads into itself. Whoop, I don't want it to be going like that. Okay, so now you can see this will allow the timer to turn off one of these, but now I need to figure out if this leads into here. Now, if it detects the yellow line, what is going to happen? Okay, so that's gonna make us just go and stop and go and stop, which for this challenge at least, it might work, especially if I have this on 5 seconds. All right, so with this switch on, we'll go forward, but then I want to see what happens when this detects yellow. Then we stop, and then we should go forward again. But then it is going to just stop again until we're completely off of the yellow. So it's going, this is not the best programming because I don't know what I'm doing. If you're new to this series, I've reiterated many times before, I have no formal experience in logic or engineering. It's all based in scrap mechanic and trailmakers pretty much. But this should theoretically allow us to complete the challenge. It's just I'm gonna stop a couple more times than I want to. Now I just need to make it capable of holding and catching a ball. And you know what? Rather than even having, I'm not even gonna program a piston to raise and lower the ball because it doesn't need to be, oh, clever. With the walkway here is actually lower than the height of that. So we actually do need a piston to raise the ball up. Okay, all right. I see what you've done. I was gonna try to take a shortcut, but the challenge prevents that. All right, so now when that sensor detects yellow, it is just going to push the piston up. And then on top of that piston is just going to be a cradle for the ball. All right, and I wanna make sure that this cradle is actually going to catch the ball. So I'm gonna give it some, I'm gonna use the superior power of wedges as a guide to help aid the ball's trajectory into the cradle. Okay, you think this is gonna work? Probably not. Let's give it a try though. First try, here we go. Are you gonna stop? Oh, way too soon. And I went way too soon. Okay, I need to stop for like 10 seconds. All right, yeah, let's move the timer up to 10 seconds. And we also need to stop a little bit later. So that is a somewhat easy fix. I just gotta remove this sensor and move it more centered on my vehicle and set it to yellow. All right, now let's try. Okay, here we go. Please work. 10 seconds, it should stop. Oh, did I make that go too high? Whoa, that was like perfect timing as well. And it didn't do, it actually, I thought it was going to stop and go again. I thought it was gonna stop again because I thought the sensor was gonna detect the yellow for too long after the timer ran out, and I thought it was gonna contribute to a loop again. So that was an unexpected victory. All right, and then we should stop on the next yellow line and deposit the ball. Oh, come on, don't get stuck now. Yeah, there you go. Go wider. I don't know the best way to deal with these 90-degree turns. 90-degree turns are like just a different animal for some reason, and it confuses my bots. The bots are only as smart as their creator. All right, here we go. Stop. Hey. Hey. I programmed you specifically for that. Okay, you know what? And also I realized anyway, even if I did happen to succeed, I did not paint my wheels white, which I have to do to complete the challenge. I forget that every single time. I think that was a speed thing. I'm just gonna slow down a little bit, and let's hope that this goes better. Okay, here we go. First stop. There we are. Good. Okay, why is this 10 seconds feel so much longer than the last 10 seconds? Oh, see, yep, it's gonna happen. No, it's not gonna happen again, maybe. Because the yellow, maybe? I don't know. I think my programming is better than I intended it to be with the stopping. Because I think once it's off the yellow line, even if it sent a signal, I think it's not gonna cause it to stop again. I don't know, but this is a problem. Do I need to widen those even more? Come on. There we go, there we go. I got over the corner. Okay, hopefully the next turn goes better. I might have to make these go even wider to prevent that. I'm sure there's even a better solution that my non-engineer brain just can't think of right now. Please just get around the corner. Just do that sensor to not, yeah, there we go. Go over the corner. Okay, and please let this one work. Okay, here it goes. Stop. Good. Yeah, there we go. Now we just gotta wait for the rest of the 10 seconds. Once that timer runs out, and it should continue on. There we are. All right, I hope I can remember how I hooked that up because the stopping system worked really well. All right, what is next? Oh no. Okay, we got wall riding. All right, this is orange. This is not yellow. Wait, that's a blue ball receiver? Oh, I think I know what happens here. Okay, so over there. hold on. Let me get up in the observation deck. Okay, so over here. Oh, no. So this is what needs to happen now. My self-driving robot needs to follow this line, once again with 90-degree turns. We need to keep following the line. We need to drive up the wall, so it needs to be a wall rider as well. We need to go down here, stop for 10 seconds or so, and pick up the blue ball. I assume it's going to be a blue ball that drops out of there. Once we have the blue ball, then we have to swap to reverse, because now we have to reverse back the same way and then drop the ball off here. Oh, once we drop off the ball, then we got to switch back to forward, and then we got to go back. Wait, where's the finish? Okay, I don't know how the finish happens yet, but we need to do at least what I said. Oh, this is so complicated. All right, I think I thought of one small improvement on my previous design that's going to be better for this whole forward and backward situation. I'll let you know when I get there. All right, so to try to make the right angles go a little bit better, I'm going to make the sensors even farther apart. I hope that's not going to hurt me on any other aspects of the track. But I need to do that now. I need to have sensors in the front and the back, because I need to have a backwards line detection condition and a forwards line detection condition, because the turning changes depending on whether we're going forwards or backwards. Okay, so here's no lines detecting forwards. Here's no lines detecting backwards. I need to paint some of this stuff up. All right, black line stuff, black line stuff. This is forwards is green. Backwards is blue. All right, so these light colored logic gates near the middle here, the blue one, this has to be on in order for any of my backwards controls to work, and this green one has to be on for any of my forwards controls to work, which I am now hooking up that system. But what I'm gonna do for the stopping on the line aspect is that is all gonna be done with the power. This logic gate is gonna represent just plain on. So this is gonna go into the backwards and forwards condition, but there has to be other conditions active as well. So I guess I'm gonna put a piston in the middle to raise our platform up to the ball receiver. Man, the annoying thing about this is once I build this, it blocks a lot of my logic. Unless it doesn't, I could build this with holes in it. There we go. That looks decent. And this also doesn't block any access to my logic. I can still see my logic pretty well. Okay, so this sensor right here is going to be my orange line detector. So when this detects the line, I need it to have this thing stop for 10 seconds. And I don't have room for that logic right now. Here, let me just add it up to the front. All right, so here is the circuit that turns on and off. And I need this to be controlled by this gate. So now this gate is going to turn on when we detect the line. So let me do a quick test with that. If this turns on, that turns on until that timer runs out. Okay, good. And then it's just going to keep going through this cycle, but I think I know how to make that not affect anything. So now when this gate turns on, I want it to turn the power off, and the power comes from this gate right here. So this is going to negate the signal from that gate and put it right into that. So now when this gate turns on, it'll turn that off, making that incapable of turning on, which will turn the entire bot off. So now with the power switch, everything turns on, except when that turns on, then the power goes off until the timer cycles, then it turns back on. And then it turns back off, and then so on. I think I have everything hooked up except for telling it when to go forward and when to go backwards, and that is all dependent on whether or not it has the blue ball. Is this blue? I'm hoping I get the color right. Actually, no, I don't even need to get the color right. I just need to detect if there's a ball or not. So I'll put a sensor right there. Actually, I'll put two sensors just in case. Both of those sensors are going to lead right into that. And I'll just have OR. So if either of those sensors detect a ball in here, then it is going to turn this on. And then I'll have another one that inverts that signal, which tells us that there's no ball in the basket. So now when there's no ball in the basket, we want it to communicate forward. And when there is a ball in the basket, we want it to communicate backwards. So now you can see all of my backwards logic just turned off because we don't have a ball in the basket and we do not want to be going backwards. And then as you can see, as I'm walking up here, you can see my green forward is on and my blue backwards is off until it detects something here. and then it switches. Now the green one turned off, and the backwards, the blue turned on. So that means I am successfully transitioning from forwards to backwards, which is good. Wait, there's a problem here. Oh, I am on. Okay, good. And then with that switch off, none of that should work. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect so far. All right, let's power up the engines. Oh, almost forgot. Once again, this thing has to be able to wall ride. And this sensor has to power the piston. Almost forgot that as well. Looks like I can put a thruster right there. I don't know, I'll put one right there. It's awkward, but like, it's where I have room right now, okay? So those are gonna be powered by the switch itself, because the switch will always be on, and we want those to always be on. If I hooked it into the logic gate, they would turn off with the orange line. And although that wouldn't really affect things how this course is designed, I just want them to always be on. All right, and then finally, paint the wheels white. Am I actually gonna remember everything the first time this time? Power the battery, or power the engines with batteries. Okay, please tell me I've hooked everything up right. Let's get out there and do your best. All right, I have much wider sensors now, so hopefully these 90-degree corners aren't gonna mess me up as much. Something's wrong. What did I forget? What did I forget? So what happened there, I was turning in the right direction, but for some reason, my back wheels weren't reversing. That's an OR gate. All right, I gotta try again just because everything looks like it's hooked up right to me, but for some reason, only one of my wheel sides did the right thing there. So when it detects this line, the left wheel should keep going and the right wheel should go backwards. And what is happening is the right wheels are stopping, even though the right condition... Wait, that is activating when it shouldn't activate. These two are activating at the same time, causing these to stop. So why is this one activating when that activates? That isn't hooked into it. What is this hooked in from? Oh, no. Okay, forward is hooked into it. Oh, okay. One oversight that I forgot. I forgot to hook in this logic gate right here, which tells the craft that it's not detecting any lines. I forgot to hook that into the forward logic gate. So when that goes off, it can no longer try to go forward anymore, which is what was stopping these right wheels from going forward in the first place. There we go. I just forgot to hook that one up. Okay. Well, I did forget something, but now let's see if that's the only thing I forgot. Okay, moment of truth. There we go. See, that's a much better turn, and we got around that corner without too much of an issue. Now let's hope these really wide sensors aren't going to make us too off-center from the ball receiver. The stopping is working. Please. Oh, I forgot. Another stupid oversight. I forgot to reset the timer to actually be 10 seconds instead of my my short test time. The wider sensors definitely help with the turns at the risk of whatever's going to happen here because I'm way off to the side now. But hopefully these wedges are going to save me. Where's the... Oh, this isn't the ball dropper. This is the ball receiver. All right, but that has to happen. It's the same color line. It's got orange. All right, so that's good. I don't know how this works quite yet. Oh, you know what? Probably just dropping it off here is the finish line. Okay, now let's see how we do with the wall climb. Okay, come on, you can do it. Is this looking smooth? It's looking really smooth so far. All right. Oh, I just realized something really this isn't gonna work. Because I need to carry the ball back over this wall, and I have nothing holding the ball in right now. But I'm gonna let this play out because I wanna see if I have everything else programmed correctly. I need to figure out if it can turn backwards after it catches this ball, and if it can even catch the ball. So if I have all of that done, then all I gotta do is modify the ball catcher to be able to contain it. Okay, here we go. We are kind of off center from this line. There's gonna be the moment of truth here. And then this should switch us to backwards as soon as that ball gets in there. All right, 10 seconds are up. It worked. First try, the backwards condition worked. And it turns. It turns going backwards. All right, you know what? Let's just see if it can actually make it all the way back. Obviously, the ball should fall out. There's not a lot holding it in there. Let's see what happens. Yeah, and there it goes. Oh, and of course, once the ball falls out, it switches to forwards again. so I can't actually see if it's gonna make it all the way back. But based off of what I saw, pretty sure it's gonna make it all the way back. Now, how do we just hold the ball in? I still have plenty of bearings left, so I'm gonna put an elbow right there with a bearing on that. So I'm going to make these prongs like this to hold the ball in. So then I'll put a controller right here. This controller is going to control these prongs, and by default they're just going to be 90 degrees offset like that. And then once these sensors trigger this, it is going to turn that on, and what that is going to look like, hopefully, is this. And I'm hoping that is going to hold the ball in. But I may need to lower the piston by 1 block. So let's see how this does now. I hope this isn't going to interfere with anything. It's pretty tall. If it fits under here, though, hopefully it'll fit everywhere else. All right, let's see what happens. All right, here's what we're going to see about the extension. All right, I'm hoping that's going to be tall enough for the ball receiver to detect it. And it looks like it's just the right height that these aren't going to actually collide. So that's good. All right, now let's just, let's have it go over and we'll time-lapse it over there. Okay, here it goes. I'm pretty much as offset from the line as I can get, but let's see how it functions. Okay, you know what happened there? I was so offset from the line that my orange sensor was on the black line. So it didn't even detect the orange. That means I gotta wait for that all over again. And what I gotta do is move my orange sensor out a little bit. My fatal flaw was I had the black line sensors on the outside of the orange sensor, and I actually need the orange sensor to be further out than the black line sensors so that it's guaranteed to detect the orange line. Okay, once again, let's try this. Big time lapse. All right, I'm a little bit confused why it's not turning right now. But I hope this is going to work. It stops, but it's way off to the side. Whew. And the ball cage has activated. It's going backwards. Hopefully that's going to be sufficient. I could have had it 1 block lower. Ah. Hopefully that's going to be sufficient, and hopefully it's going to be able to drop it off without blocking access to the ball receiver. But the ball receivers do have a pretty big range. All right, come on. I'll fast forward. If anything unusual happens, I'll let you know. Okay, here it comes. Hopefully the final step. It should stop, extend, drop it off, and I think that's the finish. Yes! That actually wasn't too much troubleshooting. All of the mistakes were just like stuff that I immediately knew what I did wrong, and they were easy fixes. That is probably one of the most complex self-driving robots I've built yet. Okay, so let's see what the challenge is going to throw at me next. Okay. Okay, so there's multiple colored lines. So, okay, there's a blue ball receiver. There's the, what? No, oh no! Oh, this is bad. This is so bad. Because if I'm following the issue I have is if I'm following the black line, and then my sensors both detect the black line, it'll stop. I could program it so that when they both detect at the same time, it keeps going. Okay, but hold on. Blue ball receiver. There's a red ball drops on the yellow line. Orange line drops a blue ball. But hold on, I am so overwhelmed with this challenge right now. I go this way first. I go up there. Then I'm gonna turn that way. And then come down here. And the first thing... No. What? Okay, then I keep going. and drop off the red ball. Okay. I see. I think I'm seeing. So I have to pick up the red ball from here. And then I have to go around here, come down. The problem is I'm going to be passing underneath the blue ball receiver. So I have to not respond to this when I have the red ball. So then I drop off the red ball. Oh, this is different too. Now I have to reverse directions, not when I have a ball, but I have to reverse directions after I drop off a ball. And that is something I have never programmed before. Then I assume it's going to turn me this way. And then I go there, and then this is probably gonna be straight. And then oh no! I have to pick up both balls at the same time. So I pick up the red ball, and then I go, and then I pick up the blue ball, and then I go. I drop off the red ball. So that means I can switch the backwards condition to when I only have the blue ball. So then I go backwards, go up there, go around there, and then I drop off the blue ball. All right, I think I understand the challenge. However, I do not have enough time right now to do this challenge in this video. There are 2 more challenges left, which is weird because they're usually in groups of 3. We started off with the first of the group, introducing the stopping. Then we had the second one that we just completed, and now this is the third one. And then there's a finale challenge, which I don't know if it's a more advanced version of this or if it is just an ultimate finale with everything ever. However, this already feels like an ultimate finale with everything ever. So I don't know what the last challenge is going to be about, but make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. If you enjoyed this and you haven't seen any of the other self-driving challenges that led me here, then I'll leave a link to that playlist on the end screen right here. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.